the US government printed crazy amount of money during that period to get their economy out of the financial troubles. And that weakened the currency to the next level. And my name is Arpit Arora. I'm India's leading personal finance expert and passive income coach. And I'm on that quest to change the middle class of India and transform their financial life in such a way that they are able to have the potential to follow their passion. They have the focus to follow their passion. They are not distracted by money because they're creating enough passive income. And most importantly, they're able to live with inner peace and joy. And that, my friends, happens by winning the game of money. That happens when you upgrade your financial IQ, and that most importantly happens when you are committed to achieve financial freedom in your life, because it cannot happen without a commitment. And it is my commitment to make sure you get all the support that you need to walk and achieve that destination. So the first thing we want to talk about today is the future of USD as the world currency and how it affects your portfolio. I remember 2018-19 पे few of our investors started asking me this question कि Chinese currency is going to replace US, and at that time, to be honest, hand on my heart, I said it seems कि yes, it will happen, but it seems unlikely it will happen so fast. 2020 happened, and that changed everything. You know why? Because the US government printed crazy amount of money during that period to get their economy out of the financial troubles. And that weakened the currency to the next level. And a pictographic understanding of the dollar's worth, you can see this is how crazy this is. The quantitative easing, I'll share this picture on the WhatsApp group as well. 1.2 from $1.2 it fell to $1, and it started at $26 back in the time. This was the purchasing power of US dollar. And it's crazy because we are now talking about a time where Donald Trump says the US dollar will no longer be the world standard. Brazil, India, China, South Africa, and Russia are developing a new currency. So BRICS nation, they're already agreed to not trade in dollar. Chinese yuan overtakes the dollar as China's most used cross-border currency for the first time. The share of currency of China is accounting for 7% of all foreign exchange trade. So this is surely a big change. And this change, the main catalyst, अब आप समझ रहे हैं कि ये हो क्यों रहा है, एकदम से इतनी फास्ट क्यों हो रहा है, इसका catalyst क्या है? The catalyst now is the 2020 crisis. When US had to print a lot of more money, it destabilized their currency even further at a time when China became a stronger nation. And this was the time when China had the opportunity to jump upon and start making its mark. This is something I bet you would not have seen or heard, this research that I'm about to share with you. Any country, if they ever fail, they go to IMF for money, like जैसे Pakistan went there, Sri Lanka went there, many other countries do. अब आप देखना 2005 or 2010 में the yellow marking is China की help. China helping in their own currency, in their own way. There was hardly any. 2010 से 2015 में something had started changing. IMF was also giving away money. This is in US dollars in billion. मतलब $150 billion 2010, almost $160 billion in US was spent in rescuing nations. That amount again was the same in 2016 per se, but इसके अंदर almost 20 to 30 billion dollars in Chinese support came. This was Chinese rescue lending in China since 2015, rather since 2013, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Can you see the proportion of the yellow is, the percentage is only going higher because the brown one or the dark green one, which is the IMF, is more or less stagnant. वो reduce होता जा रहा है और the yellow bars in percentages is only going up. What does that tell you? This is a clear indication that China is getting to that point where they will slowly start in the next few years. They're going to totally dethrone the US dollar. The similar thing happened in the 1920s with the British pound as well. This is exactly how in the 1920s and 30s the British pound got overtaken by US dollar, because US dollar, the amount of trade that was happening in US dollar was growing up so much that US became a major exporter, and because I'm the major exporter, it's my currency, and that changed the world order. So surely this is happening, but the question is, आपके context में ना तो आप चाइना हो ना आप US हो, आपको क्या फर्क पड़ता है? आप तो इंडिया हो. We need to understand this. The first thing is कि इसका इफेक्ट USD INR पे क्या आएगा, बिकॉज जो इफेक्ट USD INR पे आएगा उससे आपके गोल्ड और सिल्वर प्राइस को फर्क पड़ेगा. So, and gold and silver is something all of us have invested in. One thing I want everyone to understand is कि जो USD और INR का प्राइस है, ठीक है, USD INR का प्राइस अभी चल रहा है लेट्स से 82 रुपीज. तो क्या अभी ये 70s में आ जाएगा, ये 60s में आ जाएगा, ये 50s में आ जाएगा? I don't think so. Despite कि डॉलर की डिमांड इन इंडिया विल कम डाउन, बट आई डोंट थिंक कि USD INR का प्राइस नीचे आएगा, वो अभी भी ऊपर ही जाएगा. इनफैक्ट आई जस्ट शेयर्ड इन द ग्रुप एज वेल नॉट सो लॉन्ग अगो कि देयर इज गोइंग टू बी अ शार्प मूव. मुझे पर्सनली लगता है टेक्निकली कि ऊपर आनी चाहिए, फंडामेंटल्स नीचे की बात कर रहे हैं, बट माय पर्सनल थॉट प्रोसेस सेज कि इट विल ओनली गो अप, एंड देयर इज अ वेरी सिंपल लॉजिक टू इट. दैट लॉजिक इज कि अगर आप पाउंड को भी देखो, पाउंड जब मैं यूके गया था 2005 में, तब 78 रुपीज का पाउंड था फर्स्ट टाइम. अब वो 102, 103 पे चल रहा है, 109 तक जा चुका है. पाउंड फॉर द लास्ट 100 years इज स्टिल नॉट द वर्ल्ड डोमिनेटिंग करेंसी. देन उस हिसाब से तो फिर पाउंड का रेट 50s में आ जाना चाहिए था. ऐसा हुआ नहीं हुआ. यूएस का होगा, यूएस का भी नहीं होगा. बट वाई? बिकॉज देयर इज अ डिफरेंस इन द इन्फ्लेशन ऑफ बोथ द कंट्रीज, एंड बिकॉज देयर इज अ डिफरेंस इन द इन्फ्लेशन, देयर इज अ डिफरेंस इन द इंटरेस्ट रेट्स. And because there's a difference in the interest rates, the price or the devaluation of INR will happen faster in India versus US. इस टाइम पे वो थोड़ा सा मैनेज है क्योंकि US में भी इंटरेस्ट रेट बहुत ज़्यादा है, but that is also changing. I'll show you a graph that this metric is also changing. India being a growth-based nation, the inflation will always be higher, so the interest rates will always be higher, so the currency will devaluate itself more. So US will be always grow over the INR from that context. Globally चाहे वो कैसा भी कर रहा हो, INR के अगेंस्ट वो स्ट्रॉन्ग ही रहेगा, INR वीक ही रहेगा, until India's growth stalls and their inflation stalls and their interest rate stalls. तब they both will start coming into a parity. So this surely affects the price of gold and silver, but the good thing is कि if the dollar goes weak, the price of gold naturally becomes strong in the US context. तो इंडिया को, Indian investments in gold and silver will not be affected as much. अगर ऐसा होता भी है, इन माई ओपिनियन मुझे लगता है USD INR will also go up and gold silver in the dollar price across the world, जो global price है, दोनों will go up. We'll have to find out to see what happens. But I surely feel कि both, I'm still bullish on both of them, and I've just shared my logic with you.